What is up everyone, this is Mekkah, and I'm here with the first solution to the PMS, the Lyn Mode Prologue. So if you don't know what this is, Mangs and I are doing a series called PMS, or Pick My Sabotage, where I get to make 3 edits to a chapter, and he then has to clear it, and I get to laugh at him as he fails over and over, hopefully. And the goal is to make it hard but not impossible for him, and to show that it's not impossible, I'm going to show off the solution to this chapter. So if you haven't seen his video yet, here's the edits for this chapter. The first one is, as you can see, the iron sword is a little bit weird now. It's actually not an iron sword, it's a 46 use mine, and that's why Lyn isn't equipping it, but it just looks like an iron sword. The second change is that the iron axes have been increased in might and hit. I think I added like 6 might and 40 hit, but don't quote me on that. Either way, it's enough to one-hit kill Lyn, and because she no longer has weapon triangle advantage, it's very likely for her to get hit and get killed by this iron axe. So basically, Lyn has to avoid combat at all costs. And the last change you're about to see in this enemy phase here, let me drop a mine. As you can see, Bada moves on enemy phase, and this also makes him more annoying to deal with. So Lyn just has to avoid both of these brigands. Now I dropped a mine right here. You don't have to follow my solutions, there's multiple, but this is just the one I found easiest to remember. So I'm gonna drop another mine here. Just gotta make sure I stay out of range of these guys. Mine stops him from moving, so that makes it easy. So there's a mine here that this brigand is going to fall for. We're just going to block this space. Bada doesn't have enough movement to reach Lyn. He's either going to have to step on the mine, yeah, or he'd have to go through the forest. But he can't go through the forest because that gives him too much of a movement penalty. Now Bada has 11 HP left and mines always do 10, so we got to hit him 2 more times. And the way we can influence him is, well, there's multiple ways you can do it. One way you can do it is by making him go in a straight line sometimes, but he also prioritizes attacking from terrain. So what I'm gonna do is drop a mine here, and then he really wants to go in the forest, so he goes on the forest and he gets hit like a noob. But what you can also do is you can, if you can make him move in a straight line towards you, he will also always go for that. He always goes for the most direct routes. There we go. So there's multiple ways you can force the enemy to do whatever you want, but you gotta figure that stuff out first, and hopefully Mangs will have a little bit of trouble with that. So from here, I think it's pretty straightforward. Lyn just walks here and sees this. I'm not going to show that on camera. What is up everyone, this is Mekkah, and you're watching me give you the solution to the chapter 1 of PMS, Pick My Sabotage. Without Mangs, he's going to be struggling through this chapter a whole lot, because I actually really like how all the edits turned out. Let's get right into it. Chapter 1, The Floor is Lava. Now the title will be explained in a moment, but you might have an idea already. So we got Kent and Sain, couple brigands, and I'm gonna go over the edits and I'm gonna show you a solution. First edit, pretty simple one. Sain can no longer use swords because a lance is more heroic, don't you think? This will give him weapon triangle disadvantage against every enemy in this chapter and a lot of enemies in the next chapter as well, so I figured it would be fun. Kent can still use swords because, you know, it's only one edit. I think the way this was done by giving Sain a different cavalier class that looks the same but cannot use swords. Pretty straightforward. Second one, Cavaliers take a 7 movement penalty when going into forests, so moving 1 tile into a forest costs them 7 move. The idea was that they would have to be rescue dropped into a forest if they wanted to get into one. Didn't work out really well because, as you can see, they can still move into a forest if they're right next to it. The only way to prevent this would be to give him an 8 move penalty, or like more than a movement basically. But if I did this, then they couldn't move into forests, period, even if rescue dropped, because that's how the game determines where you can move. Like for example, on like these peaks, these mountains, they have like a 255 movement penalty. So it was either this or not moving into forest at all. And I wanted them to be able to get into forest if they really had to. So that's the second edit. Third one, and this is why the floor is lava. Every plane tile in this area at the start, or almost every one, like from where my cursor is dancing up and left, up and down, all the way to the left. Every plane tile you see here is actually a trap tile, like in Eliwood, the volcano chapter, basically the chapter where Eliwood takes like a bunch of damage from lava tiles whenever he steps onto the wrong tile. So you can see if you get onto the wrong tile, you take like, what is it, like 10 damage. It's pretty ridiculous. This is even worse for the Cavaliers, because if they step onto one and they're like cantering around the place, let me see, trade, there you go, need to actually make a trade to make it work. But let's say I do this, I take damage, and then if I step onto a different tile, I take damage again, and I just die. And even if you stay onto the same tile, you still die. The only exception is tiles that characters start on, like the Brigands and our own characters like Lyn and Sane, so those are safe. There's a safe tile up here that I'm gonna point out later. And actually, there's also tiles that look safe but aren't. Like these forests here, they actually are plains, which you can see in the bottom right, so it's not cheating, right? So this tile is actually a flame tile, disguised as a forest, and so is this tile. Now beyond this cursor, like everything is safe. So once Mangs gets to the latter half of the map, he's actually safe, but he's probably going to think that he's still going to take damage, so it'll be fun to see how he responds to that. The reason I couldn't make like every tile trap tile is, like as much as I wanted to, there's a maximum of 50 trap tiles. Funny side effect of the trap tiles is that Lyn cannot use her Iron Sword mine on the trap tiles, because I think there's like a limit of 1 trap per thing, and both mines and those flame tiles count as traps, so yeah, I can't actually trap anything but forests. Next change, the 4th change, Lyn cannot trade. As you can see, there's no trade command, while there is one for the Cavaliers. So that sucks for her. The idea was to make her mine weapon more personal. There's a workaround for this though, so Mangs, don't finish watching this video like quite right now if you don't want to be spoiled, because there is a workaround that we actually needed to complete this chapter. So yeah, Lyn cannot trade, and it's done by giving her the convoy flag, which also makes it like harder to like rescue and drop characters with her, which is important because the 5th edit is that Lyn has +10 Constitution, bringing it up from 5 to 15. This will let Lyn rescue Cavaliers, which is fun. She's also got, like, you can still rescue her, so they can rescue each other now, which is actually a helpful edit, if anything. So yeah, that's the 5 edits. Sane can no longer use swords, Cavaliers take a 7 move penalty in forests, the floor is lava, Lyn is a convoy, and Lyn gets +10 Constitution. Now, as for the actual solution, that's pretty tricky. That's a pretty tricky one. This is just one I found. There's of course like many possibilities how you can do this, but this is the one I found easy to remember, easy to explain, and I don't know, pretty RNG proof, and it also gets some XP on the Cavaliers. So we're gonna move Lyn all the way back here so that we can fight on the forest tiles instead of on the dangerous lava tiles. And here's the workaround I was talking about. Gonna trade with Lyn when she's rescued, and then just take, because I want Sane to have like maximum hit and avoid. And they prioritize Sane because, you know, he's got that lance while Ken has a sword equipped, so they want weapon triangle advantage. And that Brigand just ends up dying that way. Now we gotta heal Sane. He doesn't start with a vulnerary, so we're gonna trade him 1 from Ken's and heal him up. While that second Brigand comes on down. The bottom Brigand only moves on turn 1 enemy phase, and he doesn't move anymore until you get in his range, so that's convenient. Now we're just gonna wait for this guy to come down here. Both Cavaliers have vulnerary now, so that's good. By the way, that tile that the Brigand was on last turn, that he just stepped upon, I purposely made that one a not trap tile so that it doesn't take damage, but he still takes damage here, which is good for us because now he just suicides on Satan as well, giving him some more juicy XP. Now he has like 67 displayed hit on these Brigands, which is like, it's really hard to hit in a way, but at the same time, if you're using this solution, then you don't really have to do any other battles, so the RNG isn't likely to have advanced anyway, so I don't know, I think it's fair. It's not like it requires RNG abuse to beat these guys. You literally just have to do this solution or find something else, but it's not that hard to hit him with an Iron Lance. It's like probably like between 70 and 80% real hit, so it shouldn't be too hard. Next step, taking out this Brigand right here. How we're gonna do that is we're gonna drop off Lyn right here. This is a safe tile because Sane started there, and then we're gonna actually make sure Kent can be carried with Lyn over here, because we're gonna use Kent for the other bandits. Sneak Lyn into the forest right here. Be careful not to step onto any lava tiles, such as the one right next to her. And the next one, the Brigand to attack us from a tile that's a trap tile, so we want to go here. And we're not going to use a mine yet, but we're going to do that next turn. First we're going to get hit, make it really tempting for him to attack Lyn. Next turn. There we go, take some damage from the trap. And then we move here, and we're going to use a mine on the forest, because they really love attacking from forest, as we saw last chapter. So boom. That's cool. And now we're just gonna sneak our way to the last Brigand. Be careful not to step onto any plain tiles. I mean, I guess we can step onto these plain tiles because they're safe. They're safe. Yeah, we're just gonna go here, and I think we drop Kent here. He has a sword equipped, so the Brigand will do some damage to him. Doesn't matter if he dodges or not. He dodges here, but like if he does, there's time to use a vulnerary next turn. And you want to because, well, actually, I think even if you don't use a vulnerary, you're fine here. But he's gonna have to use one eventually. So again, this force is really tempting for him. There's no other force to attack Lyn from. And Lyn is like the most tempting character to attack because she's low on health and she doesn't counterattack. So we're just gonna drop a mine here and make him suicide himself on the mine. Actually, he doesn't quite die, but that's good because that means we can finish him off with Kent. Floor is no longer lava on this half of the map, so easy kill. Easy kill. Kent still hasn't taken damage, which is great. It's really important now that he has a vulnerary with him and he can't just trade it from Lyn. That's why we need to do all the trades earlier. And now it's just a matter of Kent versus the boss. The boss is more damage because they buffed Iron Axe, so we just gotta wait here for a turn. And a vulnerary up once. And then we're just ready to take him out because Kent kills him in 3 hits. Pretty much RNG proof from what I can tell. Vulnerary. It's just enough health to survive now, I think. Yep. I mean, if he misses here, you can get a vulnerary, but it's not very likely that he misses. But if he does, you save a vulnerary use, I guess. Now he's low, so low that Kent can just finish him off with a 100 hit, so easy. And that is how you complete the chapter. So, let me know how much you struggled with this map if you tried. Actually, you guys don't have to ROM yet, I think, so let me know how much Mangs struggled, even though I saw it in a video. Alright, great outro. Bye guys, see you guys next time. Girls too.